Hello, everybody. I would like you all to look at this and tell me what you see. You see crossroads. Very well. We come across these crossroads daily when we travel. Now, what do you do when you come across a crossroad like this? You make a choice. You are here and you are given choices and you make a choice as to which path you would like to take. Some of us are very sure of the path that we want to take. Some of us are really confused of the path that we would like to take. Now, in this journey of life, in this road of life, we come across a lot of crossroads like this and we make our choice. What are the difficult choices that we make in our life? It can be the choice that we make, our career choice after our class 10, which you will be making very soon in your life. Whether you choose engineering or whether you choose arts, do you follow your passion or do you follow your vocation? That is a choice that we make. Now, do you think it's very important that the choice we make should be the right choice? Yes, it is very important because it is very seldom that we can go back and make this another choice again. Today's poem is also about choices. Speaking about choices, I came across a very famous quote by John C. Maxwell that reads, "Life is a matter of choices, and the choice you make makes you." Isn't it right? Life is a matter of choices. When you get up in the morning, you make a choice to get up or to snooze back the alarm and go back to sleep. The clothes you wear is also a choice that you make. How you come to school is a choice that you make. And the choice that you make is what makes your life. The poem that we're doing today is The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Before we read the poem, let's get acquainted with Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost is a famous American poet of the 20th century. He was born in America. He has won 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry and also won the Congressional Award in and also won the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960. His famous poems include A Servant to Servants, Desert Places, and Acquainted with the Night. And one of his most famous poems is what we are doing today, The Road Not Taken. I would like you all now to listen to the poem very carefully while I read it for you. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves that no step had trodden black. I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I would now like you all to open your books to the poem The Road Not Taken and follow it in your textbook while I read it for you. Two roads diverged in yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Now, you would have come across a few difficult words in this poem. Please look at the screen, and let's learn the difficult words. The first word is diverged. Diverged, to separate from a route and take another direction. To separate from a route and take another direction. The second word is yellow wood. Here, wood means, and it says yellow wood because it is a forest in autumn where all the leaves are yellow and dried. The next word you will come across is bent, which is curved. Then comes undergrowth, which is a dense growth of plants and bushes. Wear, usage. The next word is trodden black, where leaves have turned black after being stepped upon. So these are the difficult words that you will come across in this poem. Now, this poem also uses a lot of literary devices. The first literary device is in the title of the poem, that is, the road not taken. The literary device that is used is metaphor. Now, what is a metaphor? A metaphor is a comparison of two unlike things. In the poem, The Road Not Taken, the road is actually compared to life and the choices that we get in life. So, that is a metaphor. The next literary device that you will come across is visual imagery. Now, what is visual imagery? Imagery is a words of phrases that creates a mental image in the reader's mind. For example, in the poem, you've come across two roads diverged in a wood. So when you hear the word two roads diverged, you will imagine two roads that have diverged, something similar to the picture that you see on the screen. And a yellow wood. You will imagine a forest in autumn, a dried forest with leaves strewn across the path, like the image that you see on the screen. The next literary device that you will come across is personification. Your personification means giving a human characteristic or a human attribute to an inanimate object. For example, the trees danced in the breeze. Do trees really dance? Can the trees dance? Dancing is a human attribute. Now, this is a picture of the trees dancing in the breeze. The personification that you come across in this poem is wanted where. Now, the paths wanted where. Want is a human characteristic, a human attribute. So, this is personification. The next literary device that you will come across is alliteration. Alliteration is a repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words. You come across alliterations in your daily life in brands like Coca-Cola, Dunkin' Donuts. And in the poem, it's again wanted where the consonant sound were is repeated. The next literary device that you will come across is anaphora. It is words or phrases that are repeated in consecutive sentences. Like in the first stanza, you will see two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So, and is the anaphora that has been repeated in consecutive sentences. So, these are the literary devices that you will come across in the poem. I'd now like you all to silently read the poem without any lip movement or murmur. Now that all of you all have read the poem silently, I'd like to ask you a few comprehension questions. The first question: where does the traveler find himself and what are the problems he faces? That's right. Right answer. He finds himself in a yellow wood and he faces two paths and he needs to choose which path to take. Right. The next question: what does the phrase "it was grassy and wanted where" mean? Correct. It means that the path was grassy and nobody had traveled on that path. The next question: how does the poet describe the two roads? Yes, the first two stanzas describe the two roads in the poem. The next question: what is the meaning of yellow wood? Right, yellow wood means a forest in autumn. And the last question: what are the literary devices used in the poem? The literary devices used in the poem are metaphor, visual imagery, personification, anaphora, alliteration. These are the literary devices used in the poem. I hope all of you all have enjoyed this poem. Let's ask a little more questions. Let me ask you a few more questions. Now, what do you think would be the inspiration for the poet to write this poem? Yes, it could be a tough choice that he had to make that inspired him to write this poem. Have you made any difficult choices in life? If yes, what are they? Okay. What is the line that appeals to you the most? Okay. Do you think the poet is happy with the choices he made? I'd like you all to write the answers for these questions and come tomorrow as your homework.